Hello, this is Rachel with CypressTextiles, and welcome to the Crochet Learning Portal Level 1. We're going to make single crochet in the round today using the Shape Just Callista in this goldenrod color, and let's get started. We've got this Callista here, and I'm going to make a slip stitch. I'm going to make a slip knot, and then in order to work in the round with your single crochet, you need to make a ring. That way you can work around the ring. So how I do this is you've learned how to make a slip knot and you've learned how to make chain stitches. So I'm going to chain 4 times. And just as a reminder, it might look like you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chains here, but really you only have 4 because you never count this leading loop. I call it the leading loop. And so you have 1, 2, 3, 4 chains and then your leading loop. So now I'm going to make a slip stitch in the 4th chain from the hook. So how you count that is you ignore your leading loop and you count 1, 2, 3, 4. So essentially it's the bottom chain of this little chain that's hanging down here. So we're going to work into the back loop of this chain and make a slip stitch. So how we're going to do that is just yarn over, pull up your loop, and then pull that loop straight through your leading loop. Okay, now you have a ring. So how you're going to work in the round is you're going to work around this ring. And there are many other ways to do this center ring, but this is the method I'm teaching you since you've learned how to make chain stitch already. All right, so directly into the chain, we're going to start working some single crochet stitches. So I'm going to insert my hook straight into this hole in the middle. All right, and I do not chain up, but you can make it chain 1, and that's typically what patterns will have you do. So I might just go ahead and teach you guys to make the chain 1. However, whenever I work straight into my ring to make a single crochet, I don't make any chains, which is called chaining up. I don't make any chains before the stitch. The reason why they have that chain up is because you're working to get to the height of a single crochet. So here's what I'm talking about. When I go straight into the center ring, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull the yarn through both of these loops, that's a single crochet, right? So you can see the difference here. So here's a single crochet without chaining up, and here's the top of that single. Now whenever I back this out and I've got my leading loop back on the hook here, and I chain 1, then I go into my center ring, I yarn over and pull up a loop, I yarn over again and pull through both loops on the hook. So now my single crochet has this loop on the side, and it doesn't count as a stitch or anything in this case for a single crochet, but whenever I come back around, this is the top of my single crochet stitch. So you can see how it stands taller because this chaining up allows the height of the single crochet to kind of activate. So whenever you come around and join, you're going to ignore this chain up right here. So I'm going to leave this on the hook right now, but just to let you guys know, I don't work this chain in the beginning and mine comes out fine. So it's just a personal preference which will develop as you keep crocheting, but I'll teach the method with the chain up since that's what you see in most patterns, just so that you can get used to it in the beginning. And then you can just do whatever you like after you get used to it. So we're going to work 8 single crochets total around this ring. So I've made 1 so far, so I'm going to make 7 more. So insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops on the hook, and we're going to do that 6 more times. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and now it looks like I've run out of space on my ring, but I need to make 1 more stitch there. So usually you're going to run out of space on your ring because your ring needs to be kind of too small so that you can pull this yarn tail and close the center ring. So if it's too big, you're going to have a giant hole in the center. So what you do is just pinch this chain ring and pinch your single crochet stitches and kind of slide them down. the center ring. Okay, and since you've been holding this yarn tail with your ring and working over it, you're encasing it there. So you can just slide your single crochet stitches down your ring. All right, so now I've got 8 single crochets around my center ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now we're going to do what we call joining the round. So I'm going to pull my yarn tail, which is going to kind of cinch that center ring closed. And that's all because whenever you work around your center ring with your single crochet stitches, you hold the tail close to the ring so that you're working over both. Okay, so now I've got my 8 stitches ready to join. So remember, this is our chain up. So we're gonna ignore that and work straight into the top of this single crochet. And when you first get started, you might make the mistake of working only through this front loop or only through this back loop. But you can see that the tops of the single crochet make these little V's right here. And what you want is to get both legs of the V. So when you join your rounds, you want to go insert your hook through both of the legs of the V. And then yarn over and you're making a slip stitch here. So pull up a loop and pull that loop directly through your leading loop. And that makes a slip stitch. And that's just one of many ways to join your round, but it's the most common is to join with a slip stitch. And that is how you work in the round whenever you make single crochet stitches. The fundamentals are make your center ring, make single crochet stitches around your ring, and then join your rounds. And those are the 3 steps to working in the round with single crochet. In the next video, we're going to make a facial scrubby that's going to have 6 rounds. So I'm going to teach you guys how to keep going. Okay, but these are the fundamentals of working in the round versus turning. Whenever you work in the round here, we're not going to turn to the back. Working back and forth, of course, you have to turn your work, go back the opposite direction, and so that would be working back and forth. So for this, we just worked in the round. All right, so that's working in the round with single crochet stitch, and stay tuned for the next video. See you guys. Happy crafting.